Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain about the experimental verification of Stern's experiment in relating to the Maxwell's distribution curve. Experimental verification of Stern's experiment. Stern's experiment with relation to the Maxwell's distribution curve, isn't it? So yesterday we had learnt about the three velocities, that is average velocity, most probable velocity and RMS velocity of the molecules, isn't it? So today we are going to discuss about the most probable velocities, whether the distribution curve obtained based on that equation what we had derived in the previous class. So that is we are going to examine here, isn't it? So therefore here there is a oven. So here there is a oven, so in which cesium sample is there. Cesium sample is there. We know that cesium is atomic number is 55. It is there. It is used for examining. It is used for examining the distribution of the molecules on various positions in the cylinder, isn't it? So here is a cylinder is kept. Here is a cylinder is kept, and this on this cylinder the deposition of the cesium atoms or ionized atoms will be deposited on various positions, isn't it? So therefore here there is a slit is kept. That means this is a screen on which slits are included. isn't it? So slits which are used for after emerging the cesium atoms through slits, they are very sharp, isn't it? So therefore they are passing through the slits. And here is P, and here is P1, and here is P2. This position is P1, and this position is P2, and this position is P, isn't it? And also this position is C. So here the molecules, the atoms will emerge from the hot oven and entering through the slits and deposited on various plates on the tungsten wire, which is the tungsten wire is heated, and therefore the atoms, the molecules of the cesium atoms are get ionized, isn't it? Therefore, here the fast moving atoms, the fast moving molecules are deposited in various places at the tungsten wire, hot tungsten wire, hot tungsten wire. So here is there is a cylinder is there. You have to imagine that is not in the diagram, therefore we have to imagine the cylinder, isn't it? So in the absence of the gravitation field, the molecules emerging from the oven and deposited straightly, they travel in a straight line and deposited at the position P in the tungsten wire, isn't it? And also here the beam is A. We can call it the first beam A, and the second beam is B, and the third beam is C. The beam A moves faster than the slower one, isn't it? So here the beam moves slower, and also C, the beam C does not move faster, but it is deposited on the screen, isn't it? Deposited on the screen because it has lower velocities, and this has the highest or speed, highest speed also, we can call it as speed also, and this is slower velocity beam, which is deposited at position P2, and highest velocity or highest speed molecules will deposit on position P1, and the molecule, the parabolic path nature of the curves due to the gravitational field. When the gravitational field is absent, the molecules travel in a straight line and deposited at P. And here the parabolic path due to presence of gravitational field. Therefore, the beams deposited on various positions on the tungsten wire and also the screen, isn't it? So after deposited on the tungsten wire, the molecules get re-evaporated. And the evaporated atoms, that means the ionized atoms which are collected by the cylinder. Here is a cylinder collected by the cylinder. Here cylinder means which is negatively charged detection cylinder. We can call it as negatively charged detection cylinder. Negatively charged cylinder. So the cylinder can be varied at different positions to get another ionized atoms, to collect another ionized atoms. So therefore the magnitude of the ionized current, the magnitude of the ionized current, the magnitude of the ionized current gives the intensity of the atoms, isn't it? Or which is proportional to the intensity of the atoms. Magnitude of the current proportional to intensity of the current, intensity of the atoms at various positions. And then the vertical height of the detecting cylinder, represents the velocity of the molecules. Here there is a cylinder, so up to some height, that means the height of the cylinder indicates the velocity of the molecules deposited in it. So therefore, now if we plot a graph, the ionization current is taken along the y-axis and the height of the cylinder is taken along the x-axis. Isn't it? Along the x-axis. So therefore the curve goes like this. The curve goes like this. Isn't it? So this curve is similar to the Maxwell's distribution curve. This curve similar to the Maxwell's distribution curve, and it is also very good in agreement with the Maxwell's distribution curve. Isn't it? Height of the cylinder. Here I means ionization current. Correct. So this question I had asked in the previous year, that is 19 December. So that's why this question, that means the experimental verification of Stern's experiment is also included in your syllabus. So this is the last part of this chapter, and also we will go to next chapter, that is Brownian motion in next period, isn't it? Okay. So dear students, so far what we have taught, that you have to listen carefully, and we will give assignments shortly, or we are going to conduct the tests definitely, and if you are failed to listen these chapters, definitely you are going to fail in the examination. That's why we are requested to you listen carefully and note down the points, isn't it? Okay. Thank you everyone. Let us stop here. Tomorrow I will continue. Okay.